not a sergeant. Where's your rank? You guys broke every rule.
He's got a badge.
I will not hurt you, sir.
In today's video, we're diving into cases where individuals initially arrested by the police were later revealed to be undercover FBI agents. Let's jump right in. This case serves as a clear illustration of law enforcement justifying their actions. The video starts with a cop shouting at a man asking to see his hands.
Let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground.
The man remains calm and obeys to the officer's command, but informs him that he is a federal agent.
I'm a federal agent.
Get on the ground.
I'm a federal agent.
At this point, the officer escalates the situation, becoming even more aggressive. He insists that the man get on the ground while keeping a drawn gun pointed at him. As the backup arrives, the man has no choice but to lie down on the ground.
Face down.
You are the one making the mistake.
Settle down. Face down. Now.
The cops proceed to arrest him, and when he asks them to calm down and give him some space because of his medical condition, the cops completely ignore him, and instead, they use a taser and force him into the car.
Let me breathe. I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get your legs in. Get your legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an ambulance.
You got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Sir, I don't need the medic. The taser didn't bother me.
You just said call an ambulance if you don't want
Yeah, now you don't want one. Get in the car.
in the car. Get all
Sir,
the way in.
I can't breathe.
I'll go around.
Wait, sir.
Where'd you get this?
Federal Bureau of Investigation?
A specialist from the U.S. Air Force and former FBI agent got pulled over for a slightly obstructed license plate. Once the cops realized his identity, they started to look for any reason they could find to arrest him.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
All right.
What's up?
Deputy Turner with the Sheriff's Office. The reason I'm stopping you is your plate's obstructed.
Yeah.
Whatever that thing's got, you got to take it off, okay?
Okay.
Because it got to be visible within a certain distance. When you went to driving school and a cop pulls you over, what they tell you?
Oh, you pull over when it's safe to do.
No, you pull over immediately. Okay? Let me tell you this. And now you pull over immediately.
Sure.
Because I don't know what you're doing inside this car.
Sure. Yeah.
Hiding guns. You know what I mean? Officer safety is number one.
The officer insists that you must pull over immediately, even if it's not safe. However, right from the start, it's clear this cop is mistaken, and it seems like he has a superiority complex.
So who are you?
I'm
I guess I could-
off here. Former NDOC, and I used to work security at Harris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a contractor. Yeah.
Okay. No guns inside the car?
Nah, no fun.
Okay.
After a few standard questions, the cop becomes more detailed, attempting to discover something incriminating against him.
What do you got right there up front?
That's a siren. I do contract security.
You contract
So
security?
some of the work requires to have a siren.
Turn it on?
Sure.
It's got wheel bags in the back too. Go ahead and step out, man.
No weapons or anything like that?
Nah.
Alright, I'm gonna take you out like this just to check, okay? Go fist that one for me. So you're not like law enforcement, right? You're not a law enforcement officer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you work security, right? Okay.
I'm a security contractor.
Copy. Whose car is it? Who?
So I'm gonna put these on for now, okay? Because we're gonna relax. There you go, see how that makes it better?
Now, the agent is being handcuffed, completely unaware of why. He assumes it might be related to the lights, but the cops haven't provided a reason for detaining him. However, when they discover exactly who he's working for, the situation takes a very unexpected turn.
Why haven't you taken the lights off of there?
Yeah, I do contract work, so I have to have lights on this vehicle for some of the work I do.
They shouldn't be that color though.
Yeah, they shouldn't be red and white, brother.
Yeah, it depends on who you're contracting with. If you contract with law enforcement agencies, it's different.
Which agencies do you contract with?
The various ones. DOJ.
Name some. DOJ?
Sure.
So you have a
DHS.
contract?
I've worked for DHS, yeah.
Okay, so do you have a government ID?
I have a contractor ID.
Where's that?
It's in my, it's my hood.
Where'd you get this?
That's issued.
Issue to you?
Federal Bureau of Investigation badge?
So I'm gonna read you your rights too, okay?
Even though the cops now know his identity, they don't hesitate to overstep their bounds by searching the agent without his permission.
No guns, right?
Yeah.
Inside the car?
Yeah.
Okay. So the reason you're in cuffs, okay? Unless you're a sworn officer.
I know in Nevada everybody stays.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have red and blues.
Sure.
Right? Because then you
Sure.
could easily impersonate
Right.
a police officer.
Sure.
So who issued this to you?
My former employer.
Your former employer? So you used to work for the FBI at one point?
I've contracted with the Department of Justice and the FBI.
The officers are starting to lose patience and start to use manipulative and corrupt tactics by asking questions they know he can't answer, trying to incriminate him. But little did they know, the agent has an answer for everything.
Since you got the badge, where's your creds at? Where's your federal creds at?
I don't need federal creds because I'm not currently employed by the federal government.
You have an FBI badge.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I used to be a task force officer with the FBI.
Okay, which task force? Safe Streets?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know Elkington?
No.
Okay.
So when did you work for him?
I'm not going to answer that.
Considering the agent was initially detained for the lights on his car, the cops do not have the authority to search him at this point, so digging around his pockets is illegal. Civilians are not allowed to use red and blue emergency lights on their vehicles. However, people who do contract work with law enforcement agencies may be allowed to use emergency lights if they are authorized. But this man never let them up. In this case, the cops didn't detain him for actually committing a crime. They detained him because he could have committed a crime. Next, you can see a police officer talking to a man who claims to be an FBI agent. The cop remains skeptical even though the man shows his credentials from the start. He decides to call the station to verify the information by checking the plates.
Advanced Wiring Company.
Do you work for a wiring company?
Further.
It's a covert vehicle, sir. Okay.
Upon discovering that the vehicle is associated with a wiring company rather than a government agency, the man claims it's a covert vehicle. However, things take a disturbing turn as it's revealed that the man was the one who initially called the cop.
How did you get my phone number? I ain't saying he can't tell me how he got my information.
The cop informs the man that he's being detained, although he hasn't been handcuffed yet. The reason for the detainment is cited as the man's lack of cooperation. When the man offers to provide his registration, the cop declines, stating that he's waiting for his supervisor.
Would you like to see the registration, sir?
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
Excellent.
The captain communicates further on his radio, mentioning that the man's name is Special Agent Hatton from Jacksonville. The man attempts to communicate on his radio, but there is no response. The captain then changes his stance, claiming to hear something. Nonetheless, after continuous checks yielding no confirmation, they eventually decide to put him in cuffs. After spending some time in a police car, the man requests the cop to call an ambulance.
On 911, call. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me.
When the ambulance arrives, the cop provides a rundown of the situation, mentioning that the man is complaining about shortness of breath and vision loss.
Started complaining of shortness of breath, vision loss.
As the paramedics place the man in their vehicle, the cop offers explanations for his actions. He asserts that the man turned out to be legitimate, but justifies the detainment by claiming the man's behavior seemed suspicious. Even though this video isn't specifically about cops arresting federal agents, it's included as a clear illustration of police bullying. In this instance, two officers from the Kansas City Police Department, Cole Modir and Marco Olivas, tail a car for a considerable distance in Raytown, Missouri. Upon stopping the car, one of the officers explains that the stop was initiated because the license plates didn't yield any information.
The plates don't come back to their thing, so we said they're traffic stop on you. Where you at, bro?
Following this, he casually calls the driver bro and asks about his destination.
Where you at, bro? I'll be taking the route.
The man is surprised and says he's a detective. The cop tells everyone to relax before going back to their car, where they're heard using offensive language. After this uncomfortable encounter, Robinson, who is black, says the stop was illegal and he thinks it wouldn't have happened if he were white. Civil rights activists, police experts, and law academics agree, saying it shows a problem of racial bias in the police department. Here's one case of police arresting an FBI agent where they weren't in the wrong. This video shows cops from the Grand Rapids, Michigan Police Department running after and subsequently putting cuffs on a man who's clearly intoxicated and doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't see that in the video, but the man actually fired his weapon at the police just outside a gym while they were putting him in cuffs. One of the officers realized that the man had a badge. When she looked at the badge, she realized a shocking thing, that the man is actually an FBI agent.
He's got a badge.
Oh no.
This interaction with the police is quite impressive. A South Sudanese citizen was simply sitting and minding his own business when the cops approached him and began asking questions.
For what? You think? That's an illusion. That's an illusion. You think?
It appears that the police are making assumptions about the man's identity, and he accuses them of racial profiling right from the start. After a considerable amount of argument, they proceed to handcuff him. This is where the situation intensifies, as you can hear the man requesting the cops to check his ID.
Matter of fact, look at my ID.
This is what happened when the cops finally checked his ID.
Hey, watch how funny this is. Go ahead, look at it. No, don't hate me. Look at it. Oh, what does that say? What does that say? Oh.
When they finally check his ID, it hits them like a ton of bricks. You can see the shock on their faces because the guy is an FBI agent. This encounter must be one of the best moments when messing with the wrong guy.
Yep, you can have my and I'm gonna file a report on you, and you. Because you guys are all stupid.
It's amusing how the cops have fallen silent at this point. Take a look at the supervisor. He's visibly nervous. They all realize they might not have a job after this encounter.